Velvet Vows and Bloodstained Promises. Chapter 5, The Things Left Unsaid. Adrian sat stiffly at the edge of the leather chair like surrender offended him. Lena stood awkwardly in front of him holding a small first aid kit she had found in the bathroom. The mansion had supplied everything. Bandages, medicine, perfectly folded towels. Apparently even kidnappings here came with luxury. Rain continued whispering against tall windows while silence stretched between them. Adrian watched her carefully. Not cold now, just unreadable. You don't have to do this, he said quietly. You're bleeding onto expensive furniture. A pause. Something faint shifted at the corner of his mouth. Not quite amusement, but close. You noticed. I'm observant, she replied. His expression flickered. You are. The words settled strangely, heavy, intentional. Lena crouched carefully beside him. Her pulse immediately betrayed her. Too close. Far too close. He smelled like rain and cedarwood and smoke. Danger wrapped in calm. And underneath, exhaustion. She reached for his hand. Stopped. Looked up. Can I? Something changed in his expression. Tiny. Almost invisible. Surprise. As though permission was unfamiliar territory. He gave one quiet nod. Her fingers brushed his palm carefully. Warm. Calloused. Steady. A small cut crossed the side of his hand where shattered glass had bitten deep. Not terrible, but enough. You really weren't going to clean this. It'll survive. That isn't the point. She reached for antiseptic. His jaw tightened instantly. You hate pain? She asked before thinking. No. The answer came too fast. Then slower. I dislike inconvenience. She almost laughed. Right. Silence settled again. Closer this time. Softer. The kind that felt strangely private. She worked carefully. Gentle. Unexpectedly aware of every breath. Every flicker of his expression. Every second of his attention fixed entirely on her. It felt dangerous. Not frightening. Dangerous in another way. The kind that slipped under skin quietly. You trust people too easily, Adrian said suddenly. Lena frowned. You kidnapped me. Exactly. Her hands paused. He continued quietly. You should hate me. Something heavy sat beneath the words. Something tired. As though he expected cruelty from himself. Expected fear. Expected rejection. Lena wrapped fresh bandage carefully around his hand. You confuse me. For the first time all night. He looked honest. You confuse me too. The admission hung there. Unexpected. Real. Thunder rolled faintly overhead. Neither moved. Neither seemed entirely aware of how close they'd drifted. Lena finally noticed. The space between them had disappeared. His gaze dropped briefly. Her face. Her hands. Then returned upward immediately. Controlled. Always controlled. But something restless moved beneath it. Something carefully restrained. He leaned back first. Distance. Breathing room. As though reminding himself of invisible rules. You should sleep. Again. Always sending her away. Protecting distance. Protecting himself. Her chest tightened unexpectedly. You say that a lot. His gaze shifted toward the dark window. You need rest. That's not what I meant. Silence. Long. Quiet. Then, softer than before. People close to me tend to get hurt. There it was. The sadness she'd sensed. Not imagined. Real. Old. Carved deep. Lena swallowed. That sounds lonely. The words escaped before she could stop them. Adrian looked at her. Really looked. And for one unguarded second. Something vulnerable flickered there. Gone immediately. But real. Lonely, he repeated quietly, like testing a word he disliked. Then, stood. Too quickly. Distance again. Armor again. He adjusted his cuff with unnecessary focus. You'll stay near me tomorrow. Her brows lifted. Excuse me. There's movement outside my organization. Coldness returned to his voice. Controlled. Professional. You're safer where I can see you. The phrasing unsettled her. Not ownership. Not command. Something worse. Concern. Before she could answer, a sharp sound echoed from downstairs. A crash. Voices. Urgent now. Adrian turned instantly. Everything changed. The softness disappeared. His posture hardened. Danger stepped back into place. A knock sounded against the door. Hard. Urgent. A man's strained voice came through. Sir. Silence. Then, they breached the east gate.